It's 6 o'clock on a cool morning. Even before the sun rises and the warmth of the lake starts to kick in, we meet up with some fishermen at Dunga Beach in Kisumu. The morning fishermen at the workstation at Dunga Beach in Kisumu are set for the day. Some would prefer having enough for the stomach due to the many hours spent on the lake. It is an uphill task for fishermen to fish with metal hooks suspended by nylon threads as they launch their boats to the deep ends. However, it is easier for them to have a good catch while using the nets, as they only have to fish at the shallow end, and a boat ride in the afternoon will do. As the morning fishermen set out for fishing at the deep end, the night fishermen are now returning back to the shores of the lake. Depending on the type of catch they want, the night fishermen will have to rush to the shore with a catch before the crack of the dawn to meet the fish vendors who scramble for the early worm. Once they're back, the boat is hauled to the shore by the fishermen. The catch is removed from the nets and sorted according to the type, which include Nile perch, daga, bluegills, catfish, tilapia, among others. Once sorted, the fishermen sell to vendors depending on the best price offered, and the vendors in turn sell the catch to villagers. My colleagues and I spent several hours at the beach before the morning fishermen came back with a catch. The scorching sun to the beautiful view of the lake and the music filling the air from the few restaurants around Dunga Beach was the best experience I had so far. Even the flying and the swimming birds in the lake could tell. It's around noon, and some of the fishermen are coming back to the shores. Some of the fish vendors are busy preparing the basins ready to buy from the fishermen. The sale of the fish will depend on the catch. On good days, the catch will be humongous, while on the bad days, the fishermen will have to bear with meager sales. Jackton Madai Idi has been a fisherman for quite a number of years. Jackton and his fellow fishermen inspect the fishing net, checking for holes and torn corners as they prepare the net for casting the following day.
There are some days where the lake is calm and some days it is not good. On a bad day we make 1,000 shillings, and on a good day we make 5,000 shillings. The boats you see here and the business ladies you see here have specific boats where they get their fish from. So there's no competition when the boats come from fishing. The women come and buy fish from us. Every woman has a specific boat from where they collect fish. That's why you see the boats are named and colored differently.
According to Jackton, the catch nowadays is not as good as it used to be some years ago. They attribute this to the increased numbers of boats and fishermen. To cope with the situation, some fishermen are forced to row deeper into the lake.
We go through a lot of challenges because when you go fishing with the boats like this, it gets broken. So it forces the rescue team to come and help you, and sometimes the wind is too strong. You can't work, which makes you come without any fish, and that is just one of the problems we are facing. Also, the water hyacinth blocks the beach. Sailing through the lake becomes very difficult. Sometimes, the winds blow away the hyacinth, and that's how we can get our boats through. In some cases, the hyacinth is blown to the beach. We just watch helplessly.
Pamela Juma Otieno is a fish vendor. She has been selling fish for the last 28 years in Dunga and has used her earnings to sustain her family.
Inalingana na size ya samaki, iko ya 300, 300 nikichukua nauza 350. Iko za 400 nikichukua napata 250 juu yake. Hata za 500, 600 ziko. Sasa it depends on the size. Ikiwa biashara inaweza kuwa mzuri kwa siku moja, naweza pata 1,000 ama 1,500 kama ni mzuri. Na saa ingine inakuwa mbaya, unaweza toka hata bure, ama unaweza pata 300, 400 ama 500.
Pamela tells us that 20 years down the line, the situation has greatly changed with no income compared to the years back.
Tilapia watu wanaipenda sana na wanasema ndio samaki tamu kabisa. It is the most delicious fish. Sasa watu wote wanapenda tilapia. Na zamani hata mbuta haikuwa sana. Sasa watu wamekuja kuintroduce kwa mbuta juicy. Sasa tilapia ndio mambo yao.
But there is a concern about the decline of fish in the last few years. What has contributed to this and why is it so?
Samaki wamekuwa wachache sana. Unaweza enda kuvua samaki urudi bila. Sio kama kitambo ulikuwa unaenda unarudi na samaki wengi. Saa hizi ni kama unashika kwa bahati. Pengine unaweza enda huko urudi na yenye hata ukigawa na mwenye boat ile ya kupeleka nyumbani ni kidogo sana. Hii imetokelezea kwa sababu ya mambo mengi. Samaki wamepungua kwa sababu ya climate change. Tuko na illegal fisheries, wale wavuvi wenye wanatumia vifaa mbaya kushika samaki. Pia tuko na overfishing, which is due to unemployment. Unapata there's a lot of pressure. I can say that there is less government support in terms of loans and grants as witnessed in other agricultural sector. Utapata wakulima wa chai, wapamba wanapewa mikopo na serikali, hata grants. Sisi hapa wanasema wavuvi ni watu wa kutembea. Sasa unaona sisi tupati vitu kama hizo, na pia imekuwa tumeionelea kama ni siasa mbaya. For a very long time we've been neglected as fishermen. So hiyo pia ni changamoto, ambapo tungepewa hata hizo loans na grants, atungeendelea na uvuvi mbaya, tungenunua zile vifaa vizuri za kuvua.
The water hyacinth, which has invaded Lake Victoria since early 1990s, have had significant on social, economic and environmental impact to the Nyanza region. The water hyacinth might have led to a decrease of fish in the lake.
Water hyacinth. Wakati water hyacinth inakuja na madhara mengi. Number 1, ina block landing sites. Unaweza pata asubuhi imetupea nafasi, wavuvi wameenda kuvua. Saa ya kurudi wanakuja wanapata hawawezi land, ishashika the landing site. Saa zingine wavuvi wanatoka wakienda kuvua, kuna nafasi lakini wakienda kuvua wanapata hiyo mahali waliacha net zao imezingirwa na water hyacinth. Ingine pia unapata water hyacinth iko na some water weeds ambayo which are also very destructive. Saa zingine zinaweza vuruta nets to a long distance hadi tupate losses. Unapata nets zinapotea, zingine zinararuka.
Due to stiff competition in the fishing industry, sometimes, as Pamela says, in some days she sells little to no sales at all and has to preserve the rest in a freezer. The fresh fish is frozen in order to temporarily stop the spoilage process. For them to sell the following day, Pamela says the fish can be preserved the whole week before they're sold, depending on her customers or market demand. Fishing is these fishermen's mainstay and have to keep doing it if they have to survive. As the fishermen stare the present dark days in business, they can only hope for a better future, better working conditions, bigger market and pleasant wages as they look to fend for their families and sustain livelihoods. Despite the hard task of pulling off the nets and sometimes coming across strong waves, these fishermen believe at the end of the day they will make a good catch. Dolly Murigi for Hope TV from Lake Victoria, Dunga Beach.